children. It is Mr. Moorhead. I hope you are having a great day. I hope you're not having to do too much work. I hope you are staying 6 feet away from this screen so that we protect each other from the coronavirus. What I'm going to do today is go over some landforms. With these landforms, some of these we've kind of like mentioned or mentioned small things about them, but maybe we didn't go into great depth with them. So again, something we've kind of covered. So since this is review, I can, and it's not really new information, I can give you more information than what I originally did in class. First thing we are going to take a look at is a plateau. So we can see, there's the plateau. This is in Australia. This is actually the world's largest rock. You can see it, it's called Ayers Rock. But a plateau is going to have at least one cliff. It's going to be flat on top. So now that we have plateau, let me give you something, or just some more information, I should say. This cliffside, you guys can see it right there. That is called an escarpment. That is a geographic word for cliff. So a plateau has to have some sort of escarpment. Rock climbers, they are generally climbing on an escarpment. That is the geographic word we would use for like a cliff. So now that we got plateau, we've got escarpment. Let's take a look at this. I'm sure a bunch of you just said butte. It's not a butte, it's a butte. So you can see that it looks just like a plateau. In fact, it is a plateau. All buttes are plateaus. Not all plateaus are buttes. Here you can see that it is very narrow. It is very, very narrow, very small. And it's just a very, very small plateau. A lot of times these are caused by glaciers. They can be caused by like erosion, whether it be from a glacier or a river. But again, this is a butte. We have a lot of these in the American Southwest. Mexico has some as well. A very narrow, small plateau. Going to have very steep cliffs here. Or as our new word tells us, very steep escarpments. Next thing we're going to look at is a basin. This is a depression. Now, when I say depression, I don't mean, oh, I've been trapped in the house for 2 weeks watching my kids make annoying TikTok videos. It's not that type of depression. This type of depression is a dip in the ground. We call it a basin. An easy way to remember this, you have to think if you go to the bathroom, hopefully you wash your hands after you're done. When you are washing your hands, you're washing them in a basin. And I think that bowl, if you will, is sunk and the water can run into it or fill it all the way up. Now, on Earth, when you see a basin, more than likely you're going to see a whole bunch of rivers. Sometimes you'll see a whole bunch of lakes. So what we're looking at here is I have the map of the Congo. And if you see all those rivers, like there's dozens of them, this is a basin. The area is actually a rainforest. If there was some way we could strip all of the trees away and take a better look at it, you would see that the land kind of looks like a bowl, like almost like a dog dish, not like a really deep bowl, but it looks like a bowl. And we have water running in and out of this particular bowl. All right, the last thing. We talked about a peninsula. Remember, a peninsula in like first and second grade social studies, they say land surrounded by water on 3 sides. I showed you the Arabian Peninsula. We know it can be surrounded on more than 3 sides. Not all land has 3 sides, but we're thinking of this piece of land that juts out into the water. A cape is a type of peninsula. Now, we've talked about this before. We talked about it with Diaz, rounding Africa. Anyway, what you're looking at here is a cape. Now, the way that a cape is different from every other peninsula, and again, a cape is a type of peninsula, is it generally marks where there's going to be 2 separate things. So for example, if we look at the edge of Africa, the Cape of Good Hope there, we are having the Atlantic Ocean separated from the Indian Ocean there. So there's this separation. If you go to, let's say, some of the capes on the East Coast, you have a bay separated by the rest of the ocean. So again, a cape is going to be a peninsula, but the land or water on one side is going to look different than the land or water on the other. I'm going to attach a video to your Google Classroom. You can watch this video. It's a great video. It might be for maybe fifth or sixth graders, but it's going to help us out with this landform. I think it's a wonderful video. They explain things well. It's short. The only problem I have with it is it mentions deserts as a landform. Deserts are not a landform, it's a biome. You can take the desert in China, the desert in Mexico, the desert in California. One's mountainous, one's flat, one's a plateau. Those are landforms. So a desert is a biome. It could be anywhere on any type of land formation. So short of that one thing that I disagree with, again, I think it's a great video. Once you have looked at these notes, once you have watched the video, if you could just check off that you did that, and you do so by clicking turned in. If you would click turned in for me, I would definitely appreciate it. So again, I hope everybody's doing well, and I look forward to more virtual lessons. See you later.